guys, what's cooking? Well, for starters, the Toronto Maple Leafs, as they are now 5-1-0. Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Washington Capitals last night 2-0. Really 1-0 with an empty net goal, but that was a nasty empty net goal to say the least. To generalize this game, you were expecting a huge rematch of the Toronto-Washington series from last year, which in some ways you did get if everyone was pretending that the goal was a soccer net. You're expecting like a high-scoring game. I heard a lot of analysts say that's going to be like a 5-4 game, a 7-6 game, just huge game of scoring, double digits if you combine both teams' numbers. You have Ovechkin, who had a tear at the beginning of the season and still is on one, and you have the dynamic Toronto Maple Leafs, who everyone can score on. And the scary thing in net is that Freddie Andersen's kind of been letting in a lot of goals. So in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, okay, well, Toronto's going to get scored on a lot. But if we look at the playoffs from last year, Washington definitely gets scored on a lot. So here you are anticipating, you get into the game, you're watching the game, and you're anticipating, oh, this is going to be it. This is going to be a huge, huge game that everyone's just going to be scoring on. And right off the bat, Nylander, breakaway, oh, just missed the net. Then Matthews passed it back to Hyman, oh, hits his toe and goes wide. Ovechkin in front of the net, oh, he shoots it over the net. Usually he just whips it in, but no, he misses the net. Everyone in this game was just missing the net, acting like they're hitting targets in the stands, and no one can score in the first two periods. Here you are just anticipating, like, oh, great. Third period is going to be a huge, huge blowout. These guys are whipping shots in. They're cannons of shots. They're accurate if they actually hit the net. But first, they got to hit the net. Falling everywhere, slipping everywhere, battles in the corner. Really defensive game. Really hard-hitting game. And no one can score. It takes Connor Brown to call up to the second line, or whatever line JVR and Bozak are on. He puts in a little tip in front of the net, and the weakest shot of the game slides to the 5-hole of Braden Holtby. Now, Brown, this looks great on. Marner, not so much. Marner got demoted to the fourth line if you want to check out my video there. And this is maybe not a good sign for Marner to jump back on the Bozak and JVR line. But hold your horses. Let's not jump the wagon here. Let's look at the ice time that accumulated Marner and accumulated JVR. They both hit around 12 minutes, but Marner had more ice time than JVR. What does this say about the team? Well, each line, doesn't matter if you're the first line or if you're the fourth line, everyone's going to get minutes. Everyone's going to play. It's not like the old style hockey that if you're on the fourth line, you're getting 2 minutes a game. That's a great thing. I mean, this team is so deep and so dynamic that they could put on their fourth line against a number 2 line. Marner can play with a whole bunch of other people. And maybe, you know what? Maybe JVR, Brown, and Bozak, maybe that line will catapult into something fantastic. And maybe Kadri, Komarov, and maybe Marner might generate something. But that's the great thing about this team. You can put anyone anywhere, and they will generate offense. Anyways, let's go back to the game. Brown got the goal. Then back and forth, Washington keeping Toronto hemmed in their zone, not looking good. You're just wondering whether they're going to tie it because it's inevitable. It's going to happen. Oh, wait, no. Andersen's standing on his head, making save after save, which honestly, about time. But really, Andersen, the goals before going in, a lot of them weren't his fault. A lot of them, like look at the Rangers game. All those goals to come back, he couldn't see an inch of a puck. He couldn't see anything. And can you really blame the guy for letting a goal he can't see? The defensive core, Rosen had a better game than the previous game he played, and he played like crap. Rosen seems like a guy that if you don't notice him, he's doing a good job. If you notice him, you don't want to. And Riley had a good game, Hainsey had a good game, Gardner had a good game, Nylander coughed up in front of the net, but Andersen stood on his head, made a couple great saves in the slot. So Toronto in general had a really good game with that. Defensively, they're pretty sound. They're pretty good in the neutral zone, and Andersen was great too. Everyone was falling everywhere. You're scared that Matthews almost got hurt. But all in all, an offensive juggernaut of teams played solid defense. And defense won the game, which is really weird to say for Toronto, but they did, so it's all right. And then to top it off, Kadri made this empty net goal look absolutely insane. If you remember from last year, Kadri hit Ovechkin in the playoffs, which really hurt Ovechkin for the rest of the playoffs. Against Pittsburgh, he wasn't himself. He was injured. If this is of things to come with Kadri and Ovechkin, I mean, Kadri just made him look like an idiot out there. One-on-one at the point, Kadri gets in his skates. He puts his stick between his legs, pokes it up, gets past Ovechkin, yawning empty net. And he just snipes it in with Ovechkin water skiing behind him. Kadri had a good game. Everyone really had a good game. I can't really think of someone who had an awful game. Marner even had a good game. He was back in the play. He was fast. He was good. So really, nothing really negative to come from each team. I mean, if you just want to win the game, win the game. Positives, both teams played great defensively. Really good atmosphere. Felt like a playoff game again. You knew the rematch was going to be good. And yeah, it was just a really good game. So question for you guys. Mitch Marner, Connor Brown, leave them since Brown got that goal and Marner started to up his game a little bit? Or do you go back to regular lines? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and to smash that like button. All right, guys, have a great day.